Greetings and salutations, everyone. I'm back with another review. This one is part of the Hammer Films Blu-ray set that I've been checking out that has 20 films in it. I believe this is film number 7 out of them that I'm going through. Like I've said in previous videos, I'm going through all of these films and doing a review for each one, even if I didn't care for it. But luckily, in this case, I had another case where I really enjoyed this one. Even partway through the movie, I was not expecting that by the end of it, I would enjoy it this much. This is for the 1961 film Cash on Demand, starring Peter Cushing. Um, yeah, it's a black and white film, which the synopsis for it reads simply, a charming but ruthless criminal holds the family of a bank manager hostage as part of a cold-blooded plan to steal 97,000 pounds, meaning British pounds, not weight in general. Anyways, yeah, so it's about a bank that's being robbed and, during which somebody kind of figures out what's going on and it's going to basically ruin the situation with these people that have been held captive. It's not a horror. As I've said, this Hammer film set, it's kind of marketed as, chilling and horrific and a lot of horror movies, but there are some in there that aren't. We had The Old Dark House, which is definitely more of a comedy. We had the These Are the Damned, which was definitely, in my opinion, more sci-fi than it was horror. And this one is definitely not horror at all. It's just a drama. It's a crime drama thriller, a little bit of mystery sprinkled in there. And that's fine because this really works. All I had looked up, because I'd said before in some of my previous videos that there were times where I try to go into this as fresh as possible, but then sometimes it's a little bit too fresh and I have no idea what I'm watching. This one I did look up the synopsis and unfortunately also saw that it had a very decent rating as well. So I was kind of concerned that maybe I was going to be thrown off a little bit expecting too much out of it, but luckily that didn't happen. So interesting things about this movie that I really enjoyed. First off, the first 20 minutes just flies by and it's only about, an hour and 25 minutes roughly. First 20 minutes flies by as they're just kind of setting up how the day-to-day operations at this bank are, some issues that Peter Cushing's character is having with some deposit issues and some of the employees there that he kind of butts heads with. So that was, a very interesting aspect. That next thing you know, 20 minutes goes by and then it just launches you right into this bank robbery. And it's done in a very, low scale, kind of smooth way to, they're not coming in guns blazing trying to rob the place. It's, somebody posing as an insurance, auditor or something who's looking at how their security is done and uses all that information to weasel his way into getting this money. One of the other, pieces to it is that this man, ends up calling up, or they get a call at the bank, from the bank manager's family that they're basically being held hostage and everything. So he has to go along with this. Now, where this absolutely shines is Peter Cushing. Now, I've seen some of his work in some of the other Hammer films, and of course, Star Wars and Top Secret, smaller roles and stuff. But this one, he really stuck out. He did such an amazing job. Throughout his performance, not only does he start off as being this very stern bank manager, everything's by the books, very meticulous, this attention to detail, really not getting along with anybody who works there because he's such a hard ass about stuff. But throughout it, you see him breaking down and the stress getting to him, knowing that his family is in danger. These like beads of sweat that are building up, and it's never too much. It's never too obvious, that he's sweating, but you see it. You see him just shriveling, just falling apart in this. And it was such an amazing performance that by the time I got to about the halfway point in the movie, maybe up to like the last third of it, I was just gripped. I've moved closer in front of the TV. I stopped taking any kind of notes, which I normally do during these movies. I'll take some notes and try to write up a review. And I decided to not even write up a review, to not even write up a script to try to stick to, because I just wanted to talk about this one fresh. Everything about this story and about how this bank robbery is going down and what's going on with the man's family and what's going on in this branch of this financial institution really just pulls me in the entire way. And it was one of those films that, it being a crime drama and a thriller, by the end of it, I didn't feel good, which I've said before is great about horror movies. If you can walk out of the horror movie feeling like shit, they really did something horrific. For something dramatic like this, around crime and being this thriller, to end this movie, and even though everything's, handled at the end, I don't want to give any kind of spoilers. We do have a couple of twists. By the end of it, I was just exhausted and I had to just leave the house for a little bit. I was completely surprised that a black and white movie I never heard of from 1961 from an actor who I'd only seen in his later years in Star Wars and Top Secret could somehow pull me in that way. This is one that I would definitely recommend people check out. I don't know where it's available right now. A lot of these films outside of this box set, they are kind of hard to track down. But if you have a chance, I highly recommend Cash on Demand. It's excellent. I know it was based on a play, which as you see this movie unfold and how everything is staged, I can totally see how that would have been staged, for a live performance. All of it takes place within this bank, within this vault. Very little else is even brought into play, but it is executed so perfectly. I was extremely surprised by it. So chalk another one up on this list as being, an excellent surprise. Definitely worth checking out. And, one day I will check this one out again. It's one of those I could see rewatching. So if you have the chance, check out Cash on Demand. You can either buy that Hammer Blu-ray set or, just look around, maybe go to justwatch.com. I think it's justwatch.com, where you can see where certain things are available for streaming. You can put in what providers you have access to, and it'll also recommend ones that you have to pay for as well. But anyways, I'll put some more links in the description to some of the other videos that I mentioned, as well as where you can buy that Hammer set. And anyways, I enjoyed this film a lot, and I hope you enjoyed this video. So do all that YouTube stuff, consider subscribing and giving it a thumbs up, hitting that bell icon, so that way when I do post something, you'll get a little notification. Share it around because it really does help the channel, and I will see you in the next one.